Hi there, and welcome to my second part of my collection of my first LeapPad books. And I forgot to mention, all of these collection videos are going to be for Movie&GameLover98. So if you're watching this video is for you. Okay, now we're going on to the next book. This is Tad's Silly Number Farm. We're now going to these on the specific line, under the preschool math line. I believe this book came out in March or April of 2002. And like I Know My ABCs, in Tad's Silly Number Farm, Julie Stevens also does the narration and most of the props, directions, and games, while Christian Crawford only does some of them. This is the activity side. Some books start with the activity side and end with the story side. And now we go on to the story side. And if you notice, there is something a little weird. We're looking at Tad's Silly Number Farm, but it advertises for the exact same book at the end of the book. Isn't that strange? And here's the cartridge for Tad's Silly Number Farm. Now we go on to the next book. This is called Once Upon a Rhyme. This is part of the reading line. Christian Crawford does the narration, props, directions, and games in this book. But Julie Stevens says the quote at the bottom of the page at the end of each game. Shh. Ignore the noises in the background. Once again, ignore the noises in the background. Those are just my parents and my brother. And that's the first side. Now we go on to the second side. And like Tad's Silly Number Farm, there is something weird about this. It still advertises for the exact same book, despite the fact that we're looking at it right now. And here is the cartridge for Once Upon a Rhyme. Okay, now we go on to the next book, which, this one is called Dora the Explorer to the Rescue, and this one has an orange oval saying Preschool Discovery. Something interesting about this book is Kathleen Hurls, as the voice of Dora, does the narration in this book, while Christian Crawford does the props, directions, and games, although Julie Stevens says the quote, "the butterfly at the bottom of the page." And she also says, when playing a game, touch this button to hear the question again, which is recycled from I Know My ABCs. And the words "at the bottom of the page" are also recycled from I Know My ABCs. And that's the story side. I think I got this book at Walmart back in 2004 or 2005. I Know My ABCs I also got in that same years. I mean, Once Upon a Rhyme I also got in the same year. Alright, now we go on to the activity side. But, unlike the previous books I showed you, there's nothing weird about this book whatsoever, because it advertises for the books that already came out, and this is a new book that has never been released. And here's the cartridge for this book. Alright. And that I believe this book, Dora the Explorer to the Rescue and Once Upon a Rhyme, both came out in April 2002, or maybe even May or June of that year. I'm just making educated guesses because I can't remember when they actually came out. And to be honest, I'm not particularly a big fan of Dora the Explorer that much, because I kind of find the animation and music a little weird, as well as some of the voices like the map and Swiper. But all in all, I'm still going to keep the book. I'm just not going to get DVD or VHS releases of the show. But if you like Dora the Explorer, I respect your opinion. The next book came out, I think this one and another book came out at the same time. Like, this is JJ the Jet Plane High Flying Adventures. Interestingly enough, Michael Donovan does the narration in this story, while Christian Crawford still does the props, directions, and games. This one is not seen on advertisements like the other books usually are. This one and the Wiggles book are not advertised on those at the end of the books. And here's the activity side. I got this book, I believe, in 2004, along with Pooh's Honey Tree. And I believe this book came out in July or August of 2002. Probably around the same time as the DVD release of JJ the Jet Plane Lessons for All Seasons. And an advertisement for some other books right there. And here is the cartridge for this book. And this is also in the Discovery line, like Dora the Explorer to the Rescue. Now, JJ the Jet Plane, I don't find as creepy as Dora the Explorer. The only thing I find creepy about JJ the Jet Plane is the CGI animation, but everything else looks very good. Now we're going to go on to part 3.
Thanks.